Hey guys, hope you are all having an amazing weekend. Before we begin with today's content, let me quickly state that I am not a financial advisor, and that all content discussed in this channel is simply information gathered that I deem important for people to know, so that they can make informed decisions. All efforts are aimed to better understand the nature of the current market in anticipation of the greatest squeeze in financial history. Let's get started. First and foremost, tomorrow we will finally have the economic data showing employment trends and wholesale inventories. Depending on how ugly those numbers are, the stock market in general could trend downward, and to certain degrees, take AMC and GME alongside with it. Then, on Wednesday, economic data will come out showing updating on Consumer Price Index. Friday will be a bit of a big deal because we will have earning reports from BlackRock, Citigroup, First Republic Bank, JP Morgan Chase and Wells Fargo, and alongside these banks, we will have import and export prices, retail sales numbers, industrial production and business inventories. The market is greatly anticipating these numbers, and depending on the strength of those balance sheets and reports, we could slide back down and experience a bit of a market rally trying to undo a week's worth of trashy performance. Next up, the Federal Reserve has actually managed to get members from both the Democratic and Republican parties to agree on something, which is pretty crazy. At this year's annual meeting of the American Economic Association, prominent economists from both parties argued and concluded that the Fed is behind the curve in the battle to contain inflation in an economy that seems to not have made any meaningful strides since the onset of the pandemic. While they positively acknowledged the Fed's pivot toward tighter monetary policy, they sounded doubtful that inflation will decelerate as much as central banks are forecasting. They actually saw inflation remaining well above monetary policy markers' 2% target. With this bipartisan outlook, Fed Chair Jerome "the Joke" Powell is going to most likely be pressed into saying what he intends to do to stem inflation when he appears before the Senate Banking Committee on Tuesday for his hearing on his very own nomination by President Joe Biden for another 4-year term. Inflation is a serious problem this country seems likely to continue to face, and the longer and worse conditions get, the harder it will be for the market to not react to it. If you are invested in crypto, you must have seen the crash that we experienced a day ago. Many are expecting Bitcoin to fall as low as $30,000 if the inflation data that will be released on Wednesday comes any higher than forecasted. The markets expect the price consumer index to rise 7.1% for the year through December. Obviously, this past week we saw the Central Asian nation of Kazakhstan plunge into chaos, with tons of riots and civil unrest. Less than a week ago, China also banished all cryptocurrency miners, many whom sought refuge in Kazakhstan. Now, protests over surging fuel prices have morphed into the worst unrest the country has seen in decades, with crypto miners being stuck in the brunt of it. As such, Bitcoin and the rest of cryptocurrency is looking very risky right now, which is why many have been selling. Many are asking how low can it go, and these are my thoughts. I think Bitcoin has a strong support wall at 40,000. If it breaks this wall, it could onset a massive sell-off, as the fears of many will be realized, and we could easily crash down to 30,000 and even lower. The same concept applied for Ethereum if it breaks the 3,000 support wall. Right now, they are holding close to these levels, and have not really taken off because of anticipation to the report that will take place on Wednesday as we talked. If those numbers are ugly, expect a full crypto market crash that will simultaneously impact the stock market, and expect the best prices to buy GameStop, AMC and any other security. This report could be a make it or break it in a sense, though I think even if it's bad the market is still relatively bullish on many aspects, and I think it could recover back to 40,000 within a couple of weeks. Still, whatever happens, remain strong and grounded in reality. The world isn't looking good and the numbers are reflecting that, leading to overall bearish sentiment. Wednesday will either give us a huge market crash in crypto and a serious fall in the stock market, or it will allow us to grow some momentum to undo much of the weakness we have already been experiencing for the past 2 weeks. Let's now bring the subject directly to the stock charts for AMC and GME. Beginning with AMC, if that Wednesday report comes out bloody enough to cause crypto to crash, expect the stock market to drag down AMC with it. AMC shall break that $20 support it has tested twice already, and we will find support somewhere between 14 and 15. I think AMC will be able to remain between 20 and 26 on Monday and Tuesday. But Wednesday we either consolidate and move upwards on a bullish report or we crash. This will be the cheapest AMC will have been since May of last year, so enjoy that discount if it comes. If the report comes out green, I would like to see AMC test and break that dumb wall at 26 so that we can finally run past 30. GameStop got dragged down after that bullish run on Thursday and I cannot get over it. Ending Friday at 140, if on Wednesday that report is bloody, expect a dip down to retest and even possible break 121. Right now 127 is GameStop's strongest support. If the report comes out green, I expect GameStop to slowly consolidate between 140 and 160. This company is already starting to make a lot of news with its upcoming NFT marketplace, and that could lead to a lot of new investors taking some long positions on it. For Monday and Tuesday, I could see GameStop breaking below 140 but not below 127, since the determining factor for that will be on Wednesday. As such, I also expect a lot of investors to wait and see what happens in the market in order to try to secure a better deal to purchase some shares. I think the overall stock market will trade relatively neutral for the first 2 days of the week in anticipation for the report. Spider-Man No Way Home leapt to $1.53 billion to reach the 8th place on the all-time global chart. So much for theaters being dead. Spider-Man's resounding success goes to show that the demand for a theater experience is not dead, and will not be dead for the foreseeable future. Theaters and streaming services will live side by side, whether Wall Street likes it or not. I still laugh at all the articles coming out trying to spread FUD on AMC, like at this point they have no real numbers to prove their stock sentiment, but they seem insistent on trying to get people to not invest in them. Always do your own research, because the media is out to protect hedge fund investments. Talking about movies, there is a strong projection that the market for 2022 will bring out around $7 billion at the box office. Obviously, there is a lot of things unclear, but so far based on how people have reacted to Spider-Man and other movies, expectation for 2022 films stands head and shoulders above what the estimates for 2021 were, and with even more movies coming out next year, I expect AMC to make some serious revenue. Whatever price dip comes your way, take it if you can, because the media can release bad articles with no rationale, but they cannot lie about the revenue and great bullish numbers AMC will show on their quarterly earnings, which is all that really matters in the end. And that is all I have for you guys today. Remember, stay bullish. If a market sell-off happens, remember that the more we buy, the higher the squeeze will go. I expect retail to really strengthen their hold on their tendies this week, so I am not feeling nervous at all. Thank you all so much for watching this video to its end. Let me know in the comments how you feel about the video, what you think about this week, and let me know if you are also planning on buying crypto if it crashes this week. I do plan on investing a relatively good chunk on it if we definitely crash. With all that said, I hope you guys continue having fun today. If you want to support this channel, I have a Patreon link in the description as well as some one-time donation links for Cash App and PayPal. Thank you again for being a part of this channel. I will continue striving for better content. Until then, enjoy the rest of your weekend and to the moon.